Wouldn't touch the Greenbelt.
It was a mistake
To open the Greenbelt.
What the hell are you talking about?
The reality is that we have over 500,000 immigrants coming into Canada every single year, and let's be real.
By setting a new target from 431,000 this year and 500,000 in the year 2025.
90% of that 500,000 is coming to Ontario, and 90% of those coming to Ontario are coming right in the GTA and surrounding areas. And not only that, putting a crazy amount of pressure on the housing market, we have the millennials, which I'm always talking about, is this giant generation, the biggest generation we've seen in a long time, all coming of age at the exact same time, and they all want to buy a home because our boomer parents told us our entire childhood how important it is to own a home, not rent.
Distinctive architectural details create a lovely setting that enhance the pleasure of entertaining.
So immigrant influx aside, just the amount of pressure we have on our own domestic citizens, the millennials, all wanting to buy homes at the exact same time is absolutely crazy. When you add on immigrants, it is insane. Now, as I always say, I'm a real estate investor. I like to follow the economics, the data, and the reality is immigrants coming into Canada or any country is a really good thing. It boosts GDP, it boosts jobs, it brings in other talents. So this video isn't about smashing immigrants, although I'm pointing out the reality that all these immigrants coming in certainly isn't helping the housing crisis. And there's this misnomer that all these immigrants coming in are low paying, they don't have money, they're just leeching off the system, and that is the furthest thing from the truth. If you look at the data, these immigrants coming in, the vast majority are coming in with money already that they have made from their country, bringing it here. Everybody wants to congregate and live where there's GDP growth, where there's jobs, where there's amenities, where there's airports.
I have moved to Toronto.
Wouldn't touch the Greenbelt.
So everybody wants to move to the greater Toronto area, but there's no houses. What kind of crack is Doug Ford smoking by restricting the Greenbelt? Seriously!
Don't touch the Greenbelt.
Let's just go build up north by Sturgeon Falls in North Bay.
What?
Yeah, that doesn't make sense. There's no GDP there. There's no jobs there. There's nothing to do there. Nobody wants to live there, dude. Everybody wants to live in the GTA, which is where the problem is. And by having this sacred Greenbelt, this piece of land that for some reason we put so much desire on, it is artificially creating an even bigger housing crisis. It's artificially inflating prices on homes and rent prices. I mean, this Greenbelt literally blocks off all of the GTA and pushes it towards the water, not allowing it to grow to the size it needs to keep up with the demand of people wanting to live in this area. So that means more people have to fight over less homes, there's less land, there's less building going on. So you have to kind of weigh the cost at this point. It's too late. We have to weigh the cost. Save these little amount of trees in relation to Canada, okay, or help hundreds of thousands of people build more homes, bring down housing prices, bring down mortgage payments, make it more affordable. Dude, it's a slam dunk. It's so easy, which is the right choice to do. These new immigrants are gonna run the damn country, I'm telling you. My editor is a perfect example. They're very highly skilled. They're getting top level jobs, especially in the sciences. They're engineers, they're doctors, they're nurses, they're lawyers. Like, they're coming here with skills and they're coming here with money. And the reality is they're taking that money and they're buying homes. And a common thing with these immigrants as part of their culture is that they live multi-generationally in a home, unlike us here in North America. So with that, they're pooling all their resources. There's like 3 to 4 families living in a giant home. They're buying new builds specifically. They're buying nice, high quality homes because they're pooling their resources, being smart, and buying these wicked properties.
We purchased this house to be our forever home, basically.
Now, while all of this immigration might be good economically speaking, when it comes to the housing market, is absolutely terrible. We need homes like no business. We need homes right in the GTA. I can tell you that straight up, I am a greedy capitalist real estate investor and realtor. So for me making this video and seeing what's going on, I should be dancing, jumping up and down, because what this is gonna mean is that housing prices are gonna fucking skyrocket all around GTA, and also rent prices right behind it are gonna skyrocket.
To be quite honest, being able to afford anywhere around here is just unfeasible and impossible nearly.
He's 29, about to start school at Seneca College and still living with his grandma.
So the very people who are cheering, yay, don't touch the Greenbelt, we won, those are the people who need the help the most because they're lower class, they're middle class, and they're the ones who are going to get screwed the most from this policy change, which is not going to allow homes to be built.
They're working 36 hours a day, 12 days a week, and they can't afford a roof.
Now, I can understand the desire to protect the environment and protect this strip of land, this sacred land. The government should have forecasted this 20, 30 years ago and started dealing with this problem then, knowing what was going to happen. What was going to happen when the boomers started having kids and they were all going to become of age, 25, 30 years old. Oh, they're all going to want to buy a home, but there's not enough land, not enough homes. We should deal with this issue, but they didn't.
I'm very sorry.
So here we are today. We have a massive housing crisis and it's too late. We need things to happen now. The reality is 99% of Canada is literally trees. We have the most trees on the planet. The country is enormous. And whether you want to believe it or not, based on the data that's coming out now, Canada is already more than carbon neutral. We have so many trees cleaning our atmosphere. We're ahead of the game. We're actually carbon neutral and beyond. So the point I'm trying to make is this arbitrary little piece of land in relation to the size of Canada is like a pin drop. We can afford to lose this amount of trees and it's not going to affect anything, but it will help hundreds of thousands of people bring normality to the housing market. So what's the solution? Look, you guys know this channel's all about solutions, how to get you wealthier, how to get you living more in line with freedom. So what's the solution to all of this? Reality is we're going to blow into that green belt eventually. Don't kid yourself. We literally have to. It doesn't matter. In 10 years, whether it's 15 years, whether it's 20 years, dude, we're blown into that green belt. I don't care who's in power next or the next guy, it's gonna happen. So it might as well happen now, honestly, because we are in a housing crisis. It's already too late. Some of the hard solutions I always talk about on my channel here. Number one, we have to greatly lower the cost of permits. Getting a permit to build a home in Ontario and Canada is an absolute joke. Just to build one single family home in Southern Ontario can cost $20,000 to $25,000 just to get approval. Yes, you can build. Where we're investing down in Florida, guess how much it costs for the same permit to build the same single family home? A couple of $100, and it takes 2 to 3 weeks to get it. In Canada, it can take 9 to 12 months, plus the $20,000 just to build a home. Way too slow, way too archaic. This is insane. So I'm in line and taking a page out of Pierre Poilievre's book of we should cut infrastructure funding to municipalities who don't issue permits fast enough. You're actually gonna get penalized for not issuing enough permits and fast enough and at a lower cost. On the flip side, because we live in a capitalistic environment, if you do succeed and you hit the target rate, we're actually gonna give you more infrastructure funding from the federal government. Genius play. If I were Prime Minister, I would actually go a step beyond Pierre Poilievre because I understand the dire situation we are in. What I would do and what I would recommend is giving real estate investors, developers, builders a 0% tax rate for the next 5 years, possibly even 10. We'll see where we are with how many builds we're getting, but straight up, if you want results, you need to incentivize the private industry, which is the biggest industry that provides housing. 95% of the homes built or renovated or whatever are all from the private sector, just citizens like us, not the government. They don't know how to do it. They're not doing it fast enough. And let's be real, government housing, I don't know if you've walked around the area once in a while, is garbage. It's so awful. It's low class, crime ridden. They don't know what they're doing, which is why they depend on private citizens, the private sector, to build homes, to bring it online. However, there's no incentivization because taxes are way too fucking high. For real, me as a real estate investor, I'm bringing you on the inside here. Why would I build homes? Why would I provide rental properties when I'm paying 50% to taxes when I can just go right across the border into even New York State and pay less taxes, which is way too high? Or if I'm smart, I can go to Florida, I can go to Texas, I can go to Georgia and do the exact same thing I'm doing here. The exact same thing and immediately get a 40 to 45% raise. Let me ask you, if you're watching this video, if I could give you a 45% raise for doing the exact same job, you just got to move down to Florida where it's warmer, sunnier, and better anyway. Would you take the job? Yes, you would. And I can tell you from being a prominent real estate investor and talking to all these high-level real estate investors across Canada, that's what they're all doing. Everybody is leaving Canada, making the housing crisis even worse because all the skilled renovators, all the skilled builders are leaving. We're going down to the US. Money follows money. We got to lower tax rates. We got to bring the business back to Canada. We got to build homes here. Now, the reality is that for you, a private private citizen watching this video, if you don't know what to do, if you can't afford to buy a house in Ontario or even anywhere in Canada because prices are too high, interest rates are too high, taxes are too high, but you still want to build wealth, I truly believe the only place to do it right now is lower United States. The opportunity is absolutely insane. The housing market, believe it or not, is much more stable down there. And that's because of all the economic fundamentals. The cities are bigger, the populations are bigger, the GDP growth is bigger, there's more jobs, there's more amenities. And because of that, we don't have these crazy fluctuations in prices. They don't go up as high and as fast and as quickly, but they go up over time. Nice and boring, consistent. And that's what we want as a real estate investor. So if you want to find out more about how to invest in the US like myself, click the links below. I got a free course, absolutely free, teaching you everything about how to invest in the USA, how to make your corporations, how does tax work between the two countries, everything you need to know on how to invest, how to build your wealth. That's what this channel is about. I will see you in the next video.